Alrighty guys, well, starting in the top left-hand corner, we have one of my favorite people in the CPL, really great guy, another one of our casters, hilarious personality, terrible taste in pizza, and a guy who doesn't like to eat meat. So, overall, colorful character, don't agree with him on all things, but ChessZ, I hope you lose, because Chicago pizza is better than Detroit pizza, 100% hands down. No contest.
You know that will never be true, but in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss Mime Bones. Actually, not heard of this player. Is that his Discord name?
No, I don't know. I don't know who this is either. We'll have to look back at the.
Is it Wishbones? It might be Wishbones in Discord.
Let's look.
That's what I see.
It says Stardust under here. On the replay here, so.
Oh, Ziggy Stardust?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That is a player that is in tier 2, aka King Slayer. Not sure.
Alrighty, but to get back to our CPL pizza beef, man. So here's the thing about look. Here's the thing about. So Detroit, I think Detroit pizza is a better day-to-day pizza. Like if you're gonna eat pizza like more than once a month, I think Detroit pizza is the pizza to go with. But I think that like Chicago pizza is like.
I'll give you before you can finish your sentence. I'll give you gourmet pizza. If that's what you're going for.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm saying.
But pizza, I don't call fork and knife pizza. That's not pizza to me. That's a pizza pie. You know what I mean?
It's a pizza pie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something completely different in my view.
I get what you're saying. All right, looks like we've come to the conclusion of our vicious pizza feud.
There you go. See, common ground,
Yeah.
and we can both agree that New York pizza sucks.
Okay, yeah.
We established this last time, so you can't walk back on that one.
You know what the one thing about New York pizza is that like it's the buy the slice option. Like if I'm just hungry and I just need to eat something, just anything, you just go in, you just grab a fucking, and you just make it into a taco, and you're just like, all right.
But I mean, I sell pizza by the slice here, and it's way better than New York pizza. You can come into my shop, $2, get a big slice. Our big slices are 1/6 of an extra large pizza. Buy 6 of them bad boys, you got yourself an extra large pizza. For $5, got 2 slices and a pop. What a lunch.
Jesus.
Fantastic deals.
See, this is...
Anybody in the Detroit area, head on over. I'll hook you up with a slice for free.
You heard it here, guys. Free pizza in Detroit. Courtesy of BossRoss. God. Dude, I wish I was in Detroit right now. I was just thinking about pizza earlier. I was like, man, really use a slice.
We're actually going to have to talk to ChessZ, though, because he is now giving New York pizza rank number 2. Now that he's there, he moved there for a little bit for a contracting job of some sort. And he said he tried their pizza, and he took a step back. He was like, it's actually not bad. Top 2.
Here's the problem with ChessZ, though, is that he has bad taste when it comes to
Just plain old.
He's just awful, Nothing he says is right ever. He's just a garbage person.
Well, it seems like he's got good taste in faces over here, getting the 3 hatches up. And we have a decent wall with a couple of cannons coming out for Mr. Bones, I guess I'll call him for short. Why not? Getting his Nexus up. Everything looking pretty standard around here.
I don't really know how I feel about this third base here.
You don't like it at the mineral only?
Well, for a number of reasons, alright? So let's talk about this game real quick, okay?
I'm not a Zerg player, so I'm going to have to really...
But you're a Terran player, so this applies to you. But we're not casting Terran, so never mind. I thought we were ZVT. I was just thinking Terran this whole time. Yeah, this is... Okay, this is way better than I thought.
We had a bit of a pause there, I guess. Whoops.
He had to refresh his hotel internet in the middle of the game, but he's still
I'm glad it didn't DC him.
Dude, that's so funny. What the heck? Okay, so anyways, I was gonna say that it's bad, because, you know, then you're reliant on lurkers to defend 3 bases, and that's hard. But then I'm like, wait a minute, but this is Protoss, so this is fine. I don't like this
Yeah, if
build
this was
order.
a CBT, this would be a that would be a rotten third base location.
Yeah, I was
Not
just
what you
thinking
want.
the whole time, because there's no Protoss in this feud. I mean, there's Gorgonoth, but he doesn't count. But like,
But he just doesn't count. Oh, a trapped goon. This is a bummer.
shoot, it's 150 minerals right there, boy. Could have been a gateway, but no. Decided to trap Mr. Goonie Boy over here. Now what could you get? Anyways, so in ZVP you need a ton of bases, right? So going for your 3 hatches at 3 separate bases is pretty good. It's going to allow you to get more mineral efficiency on your mining drones. Very, very, very good stuff. But I don't really like this build order out of ChessZ. He's going for the late 3-hatch Hydra Bust. I much prefer 3-hatch Hydra Bust that get range first and bust the front down before too much craziness can go on here. ChessZ has instead opted to get speed first, and this can be a pretty big issue for him. As you can see, 4-gate Zealot is now going to be up here. These Zealots are going to be able to just destroy all of these Hydras in just a couple of minutes here. It's going to be very difficult for Chess to be able to survive this because he doesn't have enough production to be able to stand up to this much Zealot production. So,
I was just gonna ask: is a 4-gate speed +1 Zealot, is that a counter to 3-hatch Hydra?
In a way. So 3-hatch Hydra is supposed to hit before this. And you can get something done versus 4-gate Zealot. But oh my gosh. And the micro coming out of ChessZ, just not very good here. Starting to take a ton of damage on these Hydralisks from these cannons here. You have to be very careful that when you're microing this build here, you gotta back up, hit H, so that way your guys don't get in the range of these cannons here. And as you can see, this Hydralisk just taking way too much damage. Mind Bones, aka Stardust, is going to look at this. This is everything that ChessZ has right now, and we're just going to see Zealots pouring out of these gateways until they're able to just go A-move against the Hydralisk ball.
And he finally gets the Forge, but at what cost? And the upgrade already got done.
Yeah, this is basically nothing, not a big deal at all. No loss here. Like, you can't produce any additional cannons or whatever, but you don't even really need cannons because you've got speed Zealots that can kill all this. Look how many Hydralisks there are. There's like no Hydralisks on the field here. And now ChessZ's back at home. He's droning up here. But how are you going to protect these drones?
That's not going to work. So
yeah, but now he's dead though, because he doesn't have the units to defend this push.
This is true.
So this is the reason why I'm not a fan of this build. I don't think this is the right way to do this. There's 2 ways to do. Well, I guess there's a couple of ways to do it. Hydra Bust, but all of them involve going when you have like your first upgrade. So typically people get range, so you can poke away at the front wall. You can force a bunch of cannons, and you can kill the cannons behind the wall if you're going all in behind it. Or you can just make the 6 guys. You can shoot the wall, and then you can run away and force a bunch of cannons that the Protoss player didn't want to make, and then you just expand and drone up. That's fine. Either one of those things is fine. But ChessZ's attack came too late, unfortunately. And so he's at this position now where he doesn't have production, he doesn't have an economy, and he doesn't have an army. And those are you have to have at least one of those advantages.
Well, we even have DTs in the mix now as well. Gonna be hurting this army before it even gets over.
Just out of range of the Overlord. ChessZ now bringing it over here to give a little vision, but it doesn't matter. His army's already dead here. Chess is in such a bad spot here. This is 100% game over.
He needs to cancel this hatchery, I think. He's not going to get any value out of it. Oh, boy.
And ChessZ's a tier 2 player, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so
I believe his ZVP is really lacking, though. I think it's I believe it's his worst matchup, if I'm correct.
I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just saying, so sometimes in a tier 3 matchup, this is possible to get yourself back in it after having these type of losses, right? Because mechanically speaking, you can have such a huge advantage over your T3 opponents that you can still bring yourself back into this game. But when you're talking about T2, very often your opponents have at least a basic understanding about how mechanics affect the game. So I don't think that Ziggy Stardust is going to be able to slip hard enough to lose this game for himself.
Right, yeah, he's not going to hesitate and let ChessZ get back into it. He's going to keep up the pressure. He already has High Templars, Dark Templars, he's got a ton of Zealots back as natural. Surprised he hasn't just sent those over already. But honestly, he's been doing fine with just his original army.
Alrighty, well, these Zealots smashing right through here, and now this is so much damage. Like, look at ChessZ's economy here. He's got almost no drones in the main, only a couple here at the natural, and his Protoss opponent's going to be able to take at least an additional base here. Looks like we have a drone getting ready to take this gas, or this mineral-only base. I personally would like to see Meteor base go down at this point, but we do have the Templar archives on the map here, so storms are going to be on the field. And at this point, no army that Chess can field is going to be able to stand up to even like more than like one storm.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the supply. I mean, he's over triple.
Alright, so this is something I'd really like to point out as something incredibly good that ChessZ is doing right now. If you take a look at his map vision, he's just sending Zerglings and Overlords everywhere to make sure he knows exactly what's going on all over the map, and I really, really love it. It's a little too late here, unfortunately. I just don't think that there's a way for him to get back from it again. But these are some of those fundamental mechanical things that players that are newer to the game don't do. And this can very often save you very tough loss by spotting a drop, seeing Dark Templar come across the map, or watching unit movement, finding an expansion. All those things can be critical game-ending mistakes if you don't see them, and ChessZ being very diligent about making sure that he's on the map here, still paying attention to what's going on. But we now have a move out coming out of Ziggy Stardust. This is 105 supply versus 37, and this is just not going to work out for ChessZ. There's absolutely no way in heck he's going to be able to defend this. Even with like a couple of lurkers here, there would be at this point.
Yeah, this is just gonna be bone crushing. And didn't he set down a hatchery at the mineral third again? Or did he just rally drones there and then pull them back? Sure. Although I suppose it doesn't really matter.
Alrighty, well, if there's one thing that I could recommend to Ziggy in the future, he knows how much damage he's gotten. And this is very difficult for a lot of players who don't play more than one race. This is one of the benefits of off-racing in your spare time. Is you really learn, like, what's what. So, as a Zerg player, I know, man, those two hatcheries went down, I'm dead. There's absolutely no way I can field an army. But Ziggy Stardust has been putting off his push for quite a long time. He's got a very massive army. And he could have pushed long ago and finished up this match, no problem. But it's just like, sometimes a Protoss player will not understand how damage that is, how critical losing those two hatcheries has been for ChessZ here. And so he's been a little more tentative than I and a player be at this point in the game. We have some lurkers now morphing here. These won't be able to stop this push, because you're just going to be able to storm them and deal with them with the Dragoons or whatever. But again,
with the perfect storms already, they're dead instantly.
Imagine, for example, that this game wasn't this lopsided. You're still at quite an advantage. Your opponent can get back into the game by turtling up and taking advantageous fights over and over and over again if you give them too much wiggle room. So, there we go. Yeah, see, yeah, I never Hydra Bust. Lol, GG.
And you can certainly tell that was not his forte there.
Yeah, ChessZ playing a build he's not totally familiar with. And so response, Wade Game Master, generally speaking, you actually want to go for range, because if you're doing a Hydralist bust, and you're going for like a typical 3-hatch Hydralist bust, range is going to allow you to poke down the buildings that are blocking the cannons, both the forge and the gateway, without taking any damage. So one of the more popular builds right now is going to be like that 973 3-hatch Hydra bust, which is like a has the ability to both be an all-in or a not all-in economic Hydralisk Blast. And you get that range because you make six Hydralisks, and the Hydras can sit outside the wall. The Zealots aren't able to get on them without taking too much damage and just dying. And then you kill the wall, and your Protoss opponent has to throw down 3 or 4 cannons minimum to be able to survive that. So.
And then you could even be banking up Hydras behind it.
Yeah, and you can all in them again, and then they're in serious trouble. Or you can just throw down like 2 hatcheries and drone for forever. So either one is a good option, and that's what makes that 973 build so dangerous and so difficult for new players to deal with. But we're gonna go ahead and go to Aztec now. So let's hope that ChessZ is able to get himself into this game, game number 2 here. Maybe play a style he's a little more comfortable with, because that was very obviously not a comfortable style for him, and it doesn't seem like he.
Yeah, even the bust attempt, yeah, he was just getting eaten up by the cannons. Like, normally you'd want to jump on those and delete them.
Yeah. Well, you have to make a decision. The problem is that against that 4 gateway speed zealot style, if you jump on the cannons, the Zealots will just eat your Hydralisks, which is just why it's so important to do your timing on time, as opposed to waiting for both upgrades. Hey, what's up, Future? It's the stream dude. Cameron, Braino Jack, how you guys doing? Who's baby? Hope you guys are all having a good time out there in the chat tonight. Alright, man. Let's head on into game number 2 on Aztec. This again will be ChessZ versus Stardust. Let's see if ChessZ is able to bring himself back into the series, or if it's going to be a 2-0.
Hopefully not. I'd like to see some 3-game series here tonight. The close games are always more fun.
Yeah, I think so too. But some players do struggle with different matchups here, so hopefully going forward, if this is a 2-0 and ChessZ really does struggle that hard with the ZVP, you can get himself some coaching, because I think a lot of times what's standing in the way of tier 2 players from getting to tier 1 is a lot of knowledge. Like, I know one of my biggest struggles as a Zerg player is ZVT, because I just don't really know how to play the late game. It's not that I'm incapable of it, like APM wise, I just don't know how to do it correctly. So very often this is like one of those really great opportunities for players who join the CPL to really improve their skill set.
Yeah, I think ZVT is the main matchup he practiced on last season. You know, it's, as far as I know, mostly the only thing he practiced. He just started getting into practicing Protoss not too long ago, as far as I'm aware.
Well, alright, so let's go ahead and introduce our players once again. We're coming into game number 2. At the 8 o'clock position, we have Mind Bones, aka Stardust.
And at high noon, we have the green Zerg looking extremely alien. It's gonna be our good friend ChessZ.
Alrighty, dudes. So ChessZ opting to go for Overpool as opposed to your Hatch first, I believe. Did he go last time, or did he go Overpool last time? I kind of thought he went Hatch first.
Sorry, I had to yawn. I think he went to Edge first.
I don't know, man. Or just the world's most professional casters.
We were too busy talking about the pizza. Pizza's important, man. That can't be overstated.
Chopper, yeah, man. I know, it's a musk, very manly smell. It's very heady. But yeah, so I really love Overpool in almost every situation here. It's really unfortunate that ChessZ wasn't able to get the first scout in this position. Although if this probe continues to deny the mate, we might go for the 3 pop of Zerglings before. Oh no, that's unfortunate. It's really important that you scout your Protoss player. This isn't game ending, but like if ChessZ had realized that this was a Nexus first, the 3 Zerglings or the 6 Zerglings would have been able to end this game right away. So that's a bit unfortunate for him, but not game ending. this is a very nice build order advantage so far. Although ChessZ did not commit to any like large number of Zerglings, so he's in a little bit better position than he would be if he had just blindly produced the 3 sets of lanes here. But it looks like the one that Chess sent to go expand is coming back to base. So I'm not sure what's happening. I decided to go to the 6 o'clock instead. Yeah. I see.
The other main's natural is probably the best place you can put it, and he does kill that scouting probe, so that is nice.
Yeah, pretty decent so far. I like what's going on.
I can't imagine we'd see another 3-hatch Hydra though after that last game.
Yeah. I'm kind of confused on what's going on right now. We should be seeing a layer here, but it is quite late. So yeah, so we have a 3-hatch layer, which is gonna go into Spire, gonna get the Scourge to deal with the incoming Corsairs. It's not gonna be terrible because the what's it called is gonna be a bit late. Corsairs is gonna be a bit late because we did go Nexus first. So the gateway took a little longer, which means the sidebow took a little longer, which means that the starport's gonna take a little bit longer. But overall, I think both our players are in a fairly even position. ChessZ may be a little bit behind economically because of the Nexus first.
And our Protoss player does get Scout on that 3rd base, sees it finish up. That's good timing there for him.
See. So yeah, looks like we're going into a more standard play here. Going to be seeing Stargate, the Citadel. Honestly, I think one of the scariest builds in the game is 4-Gate Zealot. It punishes any kind of inefficiencies or delay that you have in your build, and I think it's actually a really great build using CPL players, right? Especially the T2 in build. If you have any kind of like deficiency in getting your defenses up early, like if you don't get the Sunkens up right away, you
like your some city isn't perfect.
Yeah, you can get run over very easily. And if you're going for certain builds as well, like if you go with my 5-hatch gasless build, that build can outright kill you because you just don't have everything that you want. Don't get the scout to see it coming. So you can often not get the scout to see it coming. So it's very strong. I like the build. So ChessZ going for a pretty standard 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra, 6-hatch Hydra, depending on sides to go. But this is pretty much the best way to play ZVP. In most people's opinions, myself included, even though I don't do it. The Scourge give you the flexibility to defend the Corsair harassment. If Corsairs don't come, it gives you the ability to go Mutalisk and fight against the Zealots and things like that. Mutalisk can actually just go, like if you scout it, and they're on 4-Gate Zealot with speed, you just throw down a whole bunch of Sunkens, and then your Mutalisk's all in at the Protoss main, and you just kill them. You kill any cannons that they're trying to put up, and you just kill all the probes, and there's no defense for the Mutalisk, and you just win. So this is the most flexible build there is for standard ZVP, and yeah, it's wonderful. Super great way to play this matchup.
It seems to be very popular. It's what I always hear about is 5-hatch Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, so Hydras are always going to be the main game plan for Zerg in the mid game. It's either Hydras or Lurker Lee. Hydras are just really flexible. Hydras are bad on certain maps where you have the type of natural expansion or whatever, or like a type of 3rd base where like there's not a really great wide open attack path because Hydras then become very, very things like early storm and stuff like that. But generally speaking, Hydras are very good all-around unit that can deal with almost everything. So very, very strong mid-game opportunity to capitalize on your large economy for Zerg. So that's the reason why very often people go into Hydra this build.
Oh, we got a bit of some things going on here at the 6.
Very, very, very nice pickoff by Ziggy Stardust. And now this base is going to be terrorized by this Dark Templar who's just leaving for no reason. All right.
Yeah, what you killed the Overlord? Isn't this what you did that for?
You could have just smacked that spore colony, and it probably would have gone down. Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't terrible. ChessZ isn't out of it, that's for sure.
Got a couple of drones. Couple of drones and an Overlord for free. Not too bad.
Alrighty, well, in the meantime, let's go ahead and check out what is going on with Ziggy's base here. It looks like we're just going into a four gateway style here. We're just going to make use of very powerful tanky zealots here. And of course the High Templar with storms to be able to clear out the hydras.
Now, did he get storms already? Because right now he's upgrading the Templar energy.
Yeah, most likely.
Is that something you get first?
Well, no, it most likely already has storms. We're at the point where we have 4 Templars on the field already. So the Templar Archives has been down for quite a little while now. So they're
okay.
Fine. Although I don't see people getting Templar in.
Well, it's cute because it makes them spawn with 62 instead of 50. Is that right?
Yeah, it lets them get a storm much more quickly. Yeah, I just don't see people use it because it's almost like, wouldn't you just rather have tech? It's a little bit. But either way, it's like I think it's more of an option than really a optimization change. Either way, though, I'm very worried for ChessZ at this point in the game. He hasn't taken very much damage, but his build is just not optimized right now. Don't have any drones here at the third base. At this point in the game, the third base should be fully saturated, and you should be cranking units, because around 10 minutes and 30 seconds, Protoss will push with a very powerful army, and you have to have enough production and units to be able to deal with that. So here we go. Let's see what's going on here. Do we have an observer? Doesn't look like it. So ChessZ has some lurkers here ready to defend this push here, and Stardust is going to have to back up until he's able to get some protection.
He's going to have 7 or so storms, though, and it looks like he's got 4 lurkers now, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. That's what it's possible to defend with lurkers, but the problem is that sometimes a Protoss player will build up enough storms so they can just storm down all of your lurkers, but this is a whiff.
Misses the first one.
Yeah, that was very nice for ChessZ here. And breaking these lurker lines without detection is a lot harder than sometimes it may seem. Because I know when you're playing a ladder as a Zerg player, and sometimes a Protoss will just come roll into your base and storm all your lurkers and you just die. You're just like, well, what the shit was that? That's so broken. But honestly, it's much more difficult to do, especially if you have a good spread on your boards.
Chess has finally started that 4th base as well in the free main of the other main's natural that he took, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, so Chess is starting to drone up this 3rd base now. It's looking a little bit better for him than it did a little while ago. But he is still behind economically, fairly significantly. As you can see, like, we're still...
Yeah, the supplies are getting out of control.
Yeah, being, 50 supply behind is a pretty big deal. So, yeah, this is worrisome, at the very least. I think something that might help in the future is some search into base organization for ChessZ. These walls aren't super efficient or anything like that, and so he doesn't, like, he could potentially get away with a little less units earlier on hard. But overall, he's not dead yet. And the one thing that is really difficult for Protoss to do is a Zerg late game. That's where Zerg becomes extremely powerful, or in the late game, and it's very difficult to be able to fight against infinite waves of Ultralisks and Zerglings. But this is just a crazy powerful coming from Ziggy Stardust, and if Chess doesn't get more, I would say I would really want to see more lurkers, just more everything, honestly, because otherwise it's going to be extremely difficult to defend.
And he's even got a full over-control group of ranged goons, which are really going to eat up lurkers and hydras.
Hydra's running into storms here now. Difficult control here because when you move into the late game, Chess was kind of doing it right. He was extending his creep forward so you have a wider area to defend with your larger group of units. Because what happens is if you try to defend at these tiny chokes that you create to be zealot early on, your Hydralists later in the game get clumped up and die like that.
Had three whiff storms now. Not too shabby.
Yeah, this is pretty powerful.
Not sure it's
here.
gonna be enough.
ChessZ trying some cute shenanigans up here, but unfortunately the lurker egg's just a little bit misplaced. Was trying to block the zealots off, I think, with these lurker eggs, so that way they couldn't get down to deal with these Hydralists. But unfortunately now, all the defenses in front of the hatchery have been cleaned up here, and the winds are just pounding away now at these hatcheries. We're going to be able to break into this natural expansion and most likely finish ChessZ off. ChessZ now has reinforcements streaming from his third base here, but this is one of the biggest issues that everyone seems to run into. Nyokin hates this ramp. This tiny ramp here that leads to your natural expansion is like the ramp of doom. Getting up here or down here with your reinforcements can be extremely difficult, even when you have the very small mobile Zerg units. It can be ridiculous, so... Alrighty, well, Ziggy has broken through here now. This Hydralisk Den is going to go down here very quickly as well, and once he has no access to Hydralisks and Lurkers, it's going to be an extremely easy cleanup for Ziggy Stardust here. ChessZ with an admirable defense, a bit of early game optimization would really go a long way to being able to allow him to survive these big pushes here in the mid game. Overall, though, I think that this was a much better showing than the last game was, and it looks like he's a style that he's a bit more comfortable with.
My god, this Archon's just eating everything. 30 kills.
Archon's just
gonna be
murder
32 in a
murder
moment.
Zerglings.
Yeah, they can
Archon
kill
is like
an
the
infinite
ultimate
number, it seems.
anti-Zergling unit. Alrighty, well, Ziggy Stardust
Anti-muta
now
as well.
going for the win more storm drop here in a minute. ChessZ not giving up though, but honestly, there is really not very much he can do to get himself back in this game at this point. His opponent has a massive bank, over double his supply on 3 bases. This is all the tech that he wants. Very, very powerful Protoss armies are going to just be streaming across the map with basically no economic hindrances on them anymore. You're just going to have units piling up, so... ChessZ talking mad garbage in the chat here. Endy's 3-hatch Hydra build. I didn't watch the guide, but that can't be it. You never go for both upgrades before you move out, right? I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to watch that guide later on and do a critique on it or something. But
that's gonna be all you, brother.
we'll look into it.
I don't know quite anything about Zerg.
Yeah, just a
Especially
massive
Zerg's
army
Protoss.
here.
Yeah, this is quite huge. Whatever happened to that shuttle? Oh, there it is. And looks like this is going to be the killing blow. One sunken, one spore. Not going to be able to fend this off.
Yeah, just the A-move Protoss parade at this point in the game. Unfortunately, the game was a bit sealed earlier here. ChessZ just trying to fight it out like a champion, see if he can get himself a win with some clever play, but unfortunately not. Looks like ChessZ's going to go down 2-0 to Mr. Ziggy Stardust. He's seeing plenty of our boy Chess in the future.